Hello. All right. It looks like I accidentally turned on the waiting room. That wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm going to do my best to add people as they request to join us. I don't know how I did that, but that's okay. Um, Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to share with you what my experience has been with this program and give you the details and answer any questions you may have. I'm going to wait just a second because we've got people in the waiting room here and I got to get them all added. But if you want to share, who you are and where you're tuning in from in the chat, I would love to be able to say hi to you. And, if you want to give me a little background on maybe what your personal health goals are, if you're wanting to, lose weight like I am, or if you just want a healthier lifestyle, if you want to gain weight, if you're looking to gain muscle, whatever it may be, you're more than welcome to share. I know that can be personal too, so no pressure if you would rather not. But I am going to, yep, I'm going to wait just a second while these uh, weight room requests come in. I don't know how I did that. That was an accident. I should not have turned that on. So, hi Wendy from Ontario. How are you tonight? Hope you're doing well. I'm also going to try to change my view here. I need to use what you call it, Zoom more. Hi Kathy. Not emotional eating, better sleep so I don't eat for energy. Yeah. Emotional eating. I know a thing or two about that. That is for sure. I wish I didn't, but I have lots of emotions, hence the weight I need to lose. I'm good at emotional eating. Let's see. Okay, well, hopefully I will be able to spot anyone else who wants to join us. And I'll just jump right in because if someone strolls in a little late, they can watch the replay. So, welcome. I'm very excited that you're here. I didn't prepare any like slides or anything. This is like just a heart to heart between, girlfriends, in my opinion. I just wanted to share with you what my experience has been because this program has truly knocked my socks off. It's impressed me. It's been the best thing that I have ever done for myself. And I, really felt called to share that with people. Because I know there have been so many times that I have tried other programs, tried other things, and it's been honestly years, a cycle of endless frustration and disappointment. And the fact that I was able to find something that is not only working but feels just like the best program I've ever done. I had to share it. So, hi Courtney from Cincinnati. We're practically neighbors. I'm in Dayton, so I'm just a little north of you. Hi, is it Lisa? Lisa? I hope I'm not pronouncing that incorrectly. From California. So glad you're here. Kathy is also skilled at emotional eating. Yes, I'm not the only one, huh? I feel like I could be like a gold medalist at this point. But so basically the program that I have been doing, if you follow me on Instagram, you have gotten a little taste here and there, or maybe seen my Facebook stories. But the program I've been doing is called the Faster Way to Fat Loss. Hold on one second. I did not realize this light is like really bright. There. Now I'm like maybe kind of normal. I'm not blinding you, hopefully. So the program is called the Faster Way to Fat Loss. And what the premise is it's a 6-week program where you focus on really counting your macros and eating whole foods. So they say anything that comes from the earth or has a mother. So tell your kids to watch out. They could be on the menu. That's what I told my kids. And what I have really loved about it is that it is the most, in my opinion, holistic program that I have ever tried. It really addresses everything. They talk about like mindset, they talk about you know, the idea that there's no perfect. They know that we will probably sometimes fall off the wagon or not be able to stick to things perfectly, and they're right there to help us get back up and do it the right way. I I have for the 6 weeks, they also recommend that you go dairy and gluten free because those can be inflammatory for our bodies, and they want you to see how you feel without it. It's not a must, but they do highly recommend it. And you really just learn how to eat well and care for your body. They do daily new workouts every single day, which are optional. You don't have to do them, but you can. And I've just really been impressed. So basically, long story short, the way I found this program was I was on Instagram just scrolling like we do, and I saw another blogger that I follow. You might know her. It's Lori from the Passionate Penny Pincher. I saw a post she did last year. It was the end of January and of 2021. And I saw her post this before and after picture and talk about how she'd been doing this program for like 5 or 6 years. And she had always struggled with her weight and like in college and, young adulthood. And then when she found this program, it changed everything for her. And I was so blown away by her before and after and by her testimonial. I was like, I need to look into this. I need to try this for myself. So I signed up that night because it was about to start the next day. I had no idea what I was getting into, and then promptly did nothing. I did nothing with it. So go figure. I really did not have any like experience from that because I didn't do anything. I paid for it and then that was it. Uh, I ended up kind of diving into work. I was working on a really big project, and I was in this faster weight group, but I wasn't doing any of the exercises. I wasn't following any of the meals or anything, but I was at least in the environment, and I would see posts pop up and I would see them talk about things, and I was like, well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and oh, that's a great idea. And I was liking what I was seeing even though I wasn't actually doing it. Then the spring came around and I decided, you know what, I'm going to give that program a try. And I tried it. I think I was only able to stick to it for like 10 days at that point because I wasn't super committed and there were other things going on in my life. But one thing that amazed me was I tend to get a lot of back and shoulder pain, or at least I used to. And within like 10 days of doing these exercises, and I didn't even work out every day. It was maybe I worked out like 6 times over the 10 days. My back pain was reduced by easily like 90%. I felt like, the Tin Man that had gotten oil. I was like, this is amazing. Like I can move. I don't feel, there was a little pain there still, but it was so dramatically decreased. It blew my mind. Um, then we had, some family things come up. I fell off the wagon again, but I was like, I knew it worked just from my own experience in that short little window of time that I had stuck to it. Months go by and it's holiday time then. And we get to November, December, and I start to see testimonials pop up on social media of people who are talking about how they started in February and they've lost 50 pounds, 60 pounds. I think one person was like 70 pounds in this 10 or whatever month window, and how amazing they felt. And all I could think was, if I had stuck to it when I joined, that could have been me right now. And then I started to think about, where do I want to be 1 year from now? Where do I want to be in November and December of 2022? Do I want to be thinking that could have been me again? Because I mean, let's face it, that was not the first time I'd thought that. I've been trying to lose baby weight for, since my daughter was born. She just turned 13. So now granted, there have been babies in between. I've had 5 more since her, but I have tried so many things and felt so frustrated and disappointed. And I just didn't want to do that again. I didn't want to get to the end of this year and think, oh, great, this gets to be my New Year's resolution again. I get to try this again. I'm still trying to be healthy and lose weight. So I decided to sign up in January, and I committed this time. I said, I'm going to do my best at this program for 6 weeks. One thing that they do say is you're not allowed to weigh yourself during the program. You weigh yourself at the beginning. And then I literally put my scale up in my closet. I was like, I don't want it on the floor. I don't even want to be tempted. And the reason they say that is because the scale is a liar. The scale does not tell you if you've actually, lost fat. The scale can't measure. It can't. It as they say, it only gives us a glimpse at our relationship with gravity in that very moment. That is literally all it tells us. It can't tell us. Take all these other things into account. If we're dehydrated, if who knows what, where we are in our cycle or whatever. Um, and that was quite possibly one of the best parts about this entire program for me, because this is the first thing I've ever done that hasn't felt restrictive, that didn't feel like I was operating kind of in a scarcity and I can't have that mindset. This was the first time I ever successfully stuck to a plan and lost weight and felt like I can do anything, like nothing is off limits. I can eat treats, I can enjoy myself. Um, and just to give you some perspective too, I was not in any way like I was also never hungry. I was eating, I think it was 2011 calories every single day. And I still lost, I believe it was 8 pounds by the end of the 6 weeks. Um, Now, I won't lie, when I weighed myself and I saw 8 pounds, part of me was like, oh, is that it? It was only 8 pounds. But then I thought about it and I thought that's actually the exact healthy rate to lose weight. My mom ended up losing 12 pounds in that window. And I think my husband lost around 8 as well. Um, but that was almost like the cherry on top of everything I actually gained by doing the Faster Way program. Um, I felt so much better when I cut out all the processed and kind of convenience and junk foods that I tend to rely on when life gets busy. I was talking because my mom did it with me. And one thing that we both said, I would say it was probably around the third week mark is when we really noticed, like, wow, I feel different. I feel different in my body. And my mom said, I didn't even realize how bad I felt until I started to feel better. And I was like, that is exactly the experience I had. I didn't even realize everything that I was feeling before until, like, how bad I felt until I started to feel better. My husband just called, so I'll send him to voicemail. He'll get over it. He knows I'm doing this. I don't know why he's calling. He'll call back if it's an emergency and we'll just see what happens. But I guess you forgot that I'm going to be talking to you lovely people and not him for a few minutes. Um, so that has really been my experience with the Faster Way. It has been truly transformational. I also have never felt this strong. Like, I have been doing the workouts regularly, and I'm like almost every day I'm like, feel my muscles, like feel my legs. This is amazing. I've never felt this strong before in my life. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to kind of touch on. Yeah, it's just been awesome. And I wanted to share that with you. So if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to put them in the chat, or if you want to raise your hand. There aren't too many of us here. I could talk to you in person if you would like to, whatever your preference is. But it's been great. It has been, oh, and I forgot one of the most important things. So I had such a great experience that I decided to become a coach. So I was actually certified to help people with this in like late February. And I'm getting ready to host my first round for anyone who wants to give the program a try. And it is usually, I think it's usually like $199. And they're offering $50 off as a special for Mother's Day, because the round starts the day after Mother's Day on May 9th. So if you have, been struggling with your weight, or even if you want to just get stronger, get healthier, gain muscle, whatever your health goals are, this program really works for. It's not just for weight loss. And you're interested, you are more than welcome to reach out and I would love to help you. Um, I don't know. Uh, I have notes here, but like I said, I just wanted to share from the heart as opposed to putting a formal thing together. Um, Now, one thing we do in the program is track macros. And that was something that when we started, I was a little intimidated by. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I'm not sure how to do this. But it actually was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, thankfully. And the thing that I really learned about that is it's so important to focus on the composition of our food if we really want to fuel our bodies in the right way, in the best way. And I felt a huge difference from that as well. So let me see. I think I was able to touch on just about everything in my story there. Um, I would love to hear, if you have any questions or anything that I can help you with. I just did such a great job. Maybe there are no questions. I'd like to think that too.
What are macros?
Macros. That's a great question. So the macros are the three like main parts that make up food. So those are your protein, the carbohydrates, and fats. So what we do in the faster way is you get a calculation that's specific to your body composition and your activity level, your health goals. All of these things are taken into account and they give you your daily goals to hit. So you have an overall calorie goal, and then you'll have like grams of this is how many carbs you want to shoot for. This is how many, grams of fat, how many grams of protein. And it can be a bit like food Tetris, like trying to get these pieces to go together. But there are lots of easy tips for like if you get to the end of the day and you're low on one category, how to bump that up. The program also comes with an awesome app that where you can track everything. So they make it super easy. It actually comes with weekly meal plans too. There's all kind. Maybe I should have prepared like some slides to actually keep myself focused and and make this more streamlined. But on the app, they give you, like I said, the brand new workout every single day. And then you also get a brand new meal plan every single week. So they really take all the guesswork out of it for us so that it's as easy to follow as possible. But it can, require like a little kitchen scale just to measure quantities and stuff. But it's not as difficult as I at least envisioned it might be when I first started. It's actually a lot easier, and then you just get used to like it's just a little bit of a learning curve sometimes, but that's exactly why they have set it up so that everyone has a coach and people to talk to, and you can get that guidance and help if you need it. But that was a great question. I'm going to write that down so I remember it if I do this again to start there, because that's a pretty fundamental one. It's hard to know what I'm even talking about if I haven't even explained that, is it? So what other questions can I answer for you? That was a great one. Or if you have any concerns, if there's anything I'm saying that you're like, oh, I don't know about that, you're more than welcome to ask me about that as well. Because my guess is, I mean, you showed up here for a reason, right? There's something here that's, piqued your interest, or some type of maybe health or fitness goal that you're interested in. So if you can, if you have any questions while I'm here and can answer them, I'd be more than happy to. Oh, here's something I forgot to talk about. So another thing we do, it's called the faster way to fat loss, and it does, we do fasting. So we do an a 16-hour fasting window, and then we eat in an 8-hour window. So I know when I have heard fasting before, and I've gotten this question before, um, does that mean we're skipping meals? You know, a lot of people think fasting means you're just not eating for, you're not eating breakfast or whatever. And the truth is, you're not really skipping meals. You're just condensing how often you're eating. So I tend to start eating at 11 in the morning, and then I stop by 7 o'clock at night. And the reason we do that is because when we are eating, our bodies are focused on digestion, and it takes hours and hours for our bodies to take care of the food that we're eating and, you know, properly get everything where it needs to be. But when we are able to give our bodies some digestive rest, we're able to give our body time to actually heal and go into some of the healing processes. So that's the reason that we do the fast. Not everyone does a 16 and 8 window. Some people do like 12 and 12. It depends on your lifestyle and your personal health, situations. But that's pretty important too. That's why it's called faster way, because we do incorporate some fasting. But like I said, I was eating like 2011 calories every single day. So I was not skipping meals or deprived in any way. I was eating a ton of food. That's actually one of the most common things people say when they start the program is like, I don't even know if I can eat this much food. Like, how am I going to eat this much food? And that was the experience I had too. Because when you are eating whole foods, it's a lot of food. It can be a lot of vegetables and stuff to get to hit a good calorie or your carb level. But it's wonderful because you're never really hungry, and you're always able to grab something. So, well, if there are no other questions for tonight, I can wrap it on up. If anyone does have something, just let me know. But if, as soon as we log off, if you're like, oh, why didn't I ask? I should have, asked whatever. You can always shoot me an email. And this is something I'm going to be doing for quite a while. This is not my after picture. Unfortunately, I have lots of time where I'll still be on my weight loss journey, and then I will transition to maintenance. So I'm going to be a faster weigher for life. But if you have any questions at all, just reach out to me. I love hearing from you all and being, helpful in whatever way I can. And thank you for joining me tonight. It's been fun. What type of workouts are there? So they do a combination of HIIT workouts, which is high intensity interval training, and they do strength training. And then we also have days of active recovery. So the strength training is like weights. You're, doing bicep curls and stuff with some weights. HIIT workouts are, an example of that might be like you're jumping down on the floor, then you're getting up and you're, jumping in the air or something like that. I don't do a lot of jumping. I do a lot of the modifications. And then active recoveries are usually like yoga, Pilates, things like that. I will say these are my most favorite workouts I've ever done. If I had a dime for every time I had purchased an at-home workout program or joined a year of, Beachbody Online or whatever, I would be a very, very wealthy woman right now. um, but I've never really, like, I would maybe do a workout here or there, but I've never found any that I love like this program. I'm not a huge cardio fan. I like going on a walk or something, but I'm not someone who likes to like do a ton of jumping around, or I don't run. So I like that they work the cardio into like the HIIT workouts and the warm-ups for the exercise. Because I've never really enjoyed the really long sessions of you have to do this for 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, no, all their workouts are about 30 minutes, which I love. They're short and sweet, but they are powerful. Because I can't even believe how much stronger my body is after just a few months of doing this compared to where I used to be. Um, and let's see. Oh, well, Tracy. Tracy says she notices some loss of weight in my face. So thank you. Thank you, Tracer. I love that. I've been working hard, so I appreciate that. Since that's what you mostly get to see. Yes. I'm not doing a lot of full body shots online. But yeah, the workouts are awesome. And another thing I love is that they always have three people doing them and they're not doing the same thing. So they have the person who's doing like the middle of the road workout, and then they have the person doing the modifications. If some moves, you want them to be a little maybe easier, and then they have someone who ramps it up a little bit and does more intense things. I never do that, but maybe one day I will. Right now, I started off, everything I was doing was the modifications. And now I'm to the point where I'm usually following the person in the middle. Another thing I love is the trainers are always like, you can tell I don't know if you've ever done a workout where the people just buzz through it and they're like peppy and they don't have a drop of sweat and you're like dying at home. That's the way it is for me anyway. No, the trainers are like huffing and puffing and they'll be like, oh, that was good. I'm glad that's over. And I'm like, oh, they're human. This is awesome. That makes me feel better. Um, Kathy says, how long is the program? So what they do is you join, when you join, it's a 6-week program. The first week is a prep week. So I love that because you don't have to have anything done or ready. You don't have to know anything before the first day. You start and, we get you started. And then every week we kind of do baby steps to get you acclimated to the program. So we don't even count macros in that first week. The first week is like, let's just focus on whole foods. And that was really helpful to me because I tend to have an all or nothing mindset. And when I jump into something and try to change like everything all at once, it rarely ever works out. So baby stepping my way into the program, I think is also part of the reason why I was successful and why I enjoyed it so much. After that, they have an option to join their VIP membership, but that is optional. And, you don't need that to go forward. That's another thing I love about the program. I have done programs where they kind of keep like the secret sauce a mystery. Okay. I don't want to name any names, but I've done programs with, we'll say, points, and they're not forthcoming with exactly how those points are constructed. So you can't succeed without them, right? You need to stay in the program, which, I mean, I get it, they got a business, but it can be a little frustrating as a consumer when you kind of don't really know what's going on. With the faster way, you know everything. So they spell it out for you. There's no like hidden, um, you need to stay with us to be successful because otherwise you don't know what you're doing. You are fully equipped after the 6 weeks to go on your own if you want to. The vast majority of people go to VIP because they have such a phenomenal experience. And because, they're giving you meal guides every single week, brand new workouts literally every single day. I mean, it is truly, um, it's truly been a phenomenal experience for me. And my hope is that it will be for you too. So let's see. Any other questions? One other thing I wrote down here that I really love. So over the last few years, I have been focusing on, mindset, and I've realized that really is the root of everything. Um, Whether or not we are successful is really if you've been in the declutterathon group or seen my emails, I talk about, those negative mental tapes that we have going on in our head and how we can self-sabotage and all that. Um, they focus a lot on that as well. And I really appreciate that. And they also focus on, they have a little slogan, they say memories over macros. And I really love that. I thought it was catchy, but I also love the point of that, which is they don't want, the goal of this is not to make like a restrictive diet that, gets you super fast weight loss, but also causes you to like crash and burn as soon as you've, or as soon as, or maybe before you've reached your goal and then gain everything back. The goal of this is truly long-term health, long-term sustainable results, um, which is, after trying so many different things, I now know truly the only way to go if you want to be successful. So they say, if you're at a party and there's birthday cake and you want a piece, have the cake. Like we're going to prioritize real life, and creating memories over this being, trying to be perfect or diligent with our macros, because that's not the recipe for a happy life. That's not the recipe for sustainability or longevity. And the truth is that a little hiccup here and there, a little veering off the plan here and there is not going to be what ruins our results or causes us to crash and burn. What's going to do that is when we trip a little bit and then we feel shame or guilt, so we don't even try to get back on, right? Or if we don't, yeah, if we just don't even start at all. So I just really love how my cat is coming up and attacking my paintbrushes now. There's so many distractions, even though I kicked the family out of the house. um, but for me, just the fact that they really have, in my opinion, put everything together in a way. You can see her shadow now. Look at that. She's such a stinker. She's on the printer. Um, they've put things together in a way that works for real life, and they have created a holistic program that's not just about like, we're going to see how fast we can get people results in 6 weeks so that they'll be blown away and we can, whatever, make a ton of money in the weight loss industry. It truly is about creating long-term health for people. So that's my testimonial, my experience of the faster way. And I love it. And I would love for you to be able to experience how great, I am feeling now. And my mom as well, she's still doing it. She loves it. She joined VIP with me, and she has been blown away with how much better she feels. She's like, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. And I remember, I think it was February, about the second week in February, my husband and I went on a date, probably, yeah, because it was right around Valentine's Day. So I'd been on the program for 5, maybe 6 weeks at that point. And we went to the movies, and we had to go up, I don't know, maybe 10 stairs to get to our seat. And I went up those stairs. I felt like I was flying. I was like, what is going on? Like, I felt like I was floating up the stairs. And that to me was the first signal of like, wow, my legs have gotten a lot stronger. And my mom had the same experience with, she comes over on Tuesdays and Thursdays and helps me wrangle my wild kids and get a little work done. And she was watching them when I was in here working one day. And she was like, she came and she's like, Em, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I just ran up the stairs to see what was going on. And I couldn't believe it. I ran up the stairs and I felt good. And I wasn't panting when I got to the top. And I'm like, this is awesome. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, but I would love for you to have that experience too, if that is something that you are interested in. So VIP, how much, I can't remember how much it is off the top of my head, but how long is it? It's a monthly membership. So it goes on forever until you no longer want to be in there. But that is something that if you join, I have more, like they share the details of that in like the 4th or 5th week so that you can make a decision moving forward. So, well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. I should probably see what my husband wants. He didn't call back, so that's good. At least I'm assuming everything is okay. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to answer, whatever I can for you. And thank you for joining me. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. See you later.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Thanks.
night.